Dear students, welcome back to geography class. Here I am continuing the physical features of India. Last class I given the location and extent and size of India. I think you understood. Here we are going to discuss the physical features of India. Physically, you know the Indian structure. India, along with its neighboring countries, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Maldives, is called the Indian subcontinent. Together, it forms a well defined geographical unit. And it is a peninsula completely isolated from mainland of Asia by a wall of young fold mountains, the Himalayas. India's vast east-west and north-south extents includes a variety of physical features like high mountains, extensive plains, deserts, and plateaus. Broadly speaking, India's physical features can be divided into following. Already you study the previous classes. You know the physical features, the Himalayas, northern plains, peninsular plateau, coastal regions, islands. Also you can see that the desert region. Himalayas, northern plains, peninsular plateau, coastal regions, islands, and also you can see the desert. Okay. I think you understood. According to color wise, you can find out. From top, pink color is showing the mountains, northern mountains, and yellow color is showing the northern plain. Then green color, light green color is showing the peninsular plateau. Then side dark green color is showing coastal plain or coastal regions. And also you can see the islands in both sides. The west side and the east side, you can see island groups. And also you can see in northwest side, Thar desert. These are the main physical features of India. I think you got it. India is a vast country with varied landforms. Our country has practically all major physical features of the earth: mountains, plains, deserts, plateaus, and islands. India's large land masses formed during different geological periods, which has influenced her relief features. Besides the geological formations, a number of processes such as weathering, erosion, deposition, it have created and modify the relief in its present form. India is always looking beautiful because of weathering, erosion, depositions. You know that because of plate tectonic movements. Here always changes is happening. The causes of plate movements, plates of our planet surface move because of the intense heat in the earth core that causes molten rock in the mantle layer to move. It moves is a pattern called a convection cells that forms when warm material rises, cools, and eventually sink down. As the cooled material sinks down, it is warm and rises again. The movement of the plates results in the building up the stresses within the plates and continental rocks above, leading to folding, faulting, and volcanic activities. Because of that reasons, here you can see that sometimes the new land forms and also some changes we can see on the surface of rock. This is not included in your syllabus, but then also I am just showing and going. Those students want to go through it. Okay, some important terms about plate tectonic movements and how to the boundary India got it. Okay, 3 types of plate boundary also here I given for your future reference also. Just to go through, but it is not included in our syllabus. Okay. There are many hypotheses regarding the origin of Himalayas. However, there is almost a complete the unanimities of that Himalayan mountains have come out of great geosyncline called Tethya Sea about 120 million years ago. There were only two big continents in the world. In the north was Laurasia, and in the southern hemisphere we can see the Gondwana land. In between Laurasia and Gondwana land, there was a long, narrow and shallow sea called Tethya Sea. The sediments were brought by the rivers from the land masses and deposited in the bed of sea. These sediments were subjected to the powerful compression force from both the continents. This compression squeezed and crushed the sediments of the Tethya, and series of falls were formed, one behind the other, giving rise to the highest relief features on the earth, Himalayas. The curved shape of Himalayas convex to the south. It is attributed to the maximum push offered to two ends of Indian peninsulas during its northward drift. In the northwest it was done by Aravallis, and in the northeast by the Assam range. Recent studies show that the India is moving northward at the rate of 5 cm per year and crashing into the rest of the Asia and buckling the Himalayan between Angarland and Gondwana land. This drift is providing instability to the Himalayan regions. This is the formation of Himalaya. It is also not included in your syllabus, but for your better knowledge I given. Okay, here also given the sea and not included in your syllabus. Now we can discuss about our Himalayan mountains. You all know the importance of Himalayan mountains. Because of Himalayan mountains only we got a modified climate. India got life, because of Himalaya. The Himalayas are the youngest mountains, young fold mountain, newly formed. Okay, the recent newly formed mountains are known as young fold mountain. Himalaya is a young fold mountain. It is world in the world structurally the folded mountains. The Himalayas run along the northern border of India. The Himalayas form an arc which is about 2400 km long. The width varies from 400 km in Kashmir to 150 km in Arunachal Pradesh. The altitudinal variations are greater in the eastern part than in western part. There are three parallel ranges in the longitudinal extents. You can see that the Himalaya divided in three main regions. And here for your knowledge, I am giving some highest peaks of Himalayas. Okay, you can go through it. Everest, everybody know Everest is there, is the highest point. Then Mount K2 is there, Kanchenjunga, Lobsters, Magalu, Choyu, and Dhaulagiri, Manaslu, Nanga Parvat. These are some ranges, the highest peak of the Himalayas. Now, it is very important. We want to study about three ranges of the Himalayas. Himalaya divided. Himalaya is a fold mountain. Series of ranges of the mountains were there. Because of that reasons, here you can see that according to the height of the Himalaya region, here divided into three ranges. The great or inner Himalayas. This is the northernmost range and is also known as Himadri. Okay, the northern side. Kashmir and all included. This is the most continuous range. It contains the loftiest peaks. The average height of the peaks in this range is 6000 meters. All the prominent Himalayan peaks are in this range. The falls of the Himalayas are asymmetrical in nature. Asymmetrical. Okay, not same. Nature, and the core of this part is composed of granite. Because of the lofty heights, the peaks of this range are perennially snow bound. Okay, very high range. Because of that reasons you can see that snow covered. Higher altitude you can see that temperature is very low. Okay, the top northernmost range of the Himalaya is known as Himadri or Greater Himalayas. High mountains are there. Okay, all high ranges you can see that where in northern mountains, Himadri or Great Himalayas. According to the name also easy to understand, Great Himalayas, maximum higher mountains are present there. Then you can see lesser Himalayas comparing to the Greater Himalayas. This is little low. This lies towards the south of Great Himalayas. The altitude of peaks in this range varies from 3,700 to 4,500 meter. Average width of this range is 50 km. This range is mainly composed of highly compressed and altered rocks. Okay. Now we can see the Shivaliks. This is the outermost range of the Himalayas. The altitude varies between 900 and 1,100 km in this range, and the width varies between 10 to 50 km. These ranges are composed of unconsolidated sediments, sedimentary rocks. The longitudinal valleys lying between the Himachal and Shivaliks are called dun. Okay, the longitudinal valleys lying between the Himachal and Shivaliks are called dun. I think you understood the divisions of Himalayas. Once again, the Himalaya divided into three. The North Himalayan range runs in the form of an arc, Kashmir in the north to Assam in the east. Is the westernmost limit of northern arc is Nanga Parbat, and easternmost limit is marked by Namcha Barwa. And the northern Himalaya range comprises of distinct parallel ranges: Himadri, Lesser Himalaya, Shivalik range. Already I told you, the northern Himalayas. Okay, the Patkai Bum, Naga Hills, Miso Hills, Garo Kasi, Jaintia Hills in the part of the northern Himalayas or Greater Himalayas. Okay, I think you understood. These are the series of hills running through Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Assam and Mizoram. Start from Kashmir. I think you understood the northern part or Greater Himalayas. Now we can see the northern plains. Next one is, you want to know more about the Himalayan regions, means here